There are times where it's more beneficial to go for the close, and then there's also times where it may be more beneficial to actually not go for the close because you risk over escalating or possibly getting buyer's remorse from the girl after the fact. I would say there's nothing more frustrating than going out, learning game, going through this whole process, meeting a really hot girl that you like, bringing her home, escalating, going all the way to having sex, and then she leaves only for her to end up ghosting you. If you're a natural and you never learn any game and you're just closing naturally, you're only gonna close girls that actually are really down to fuck you. But once you get good at closing, you can get to a point where you can pull and have girls in your bed that some of them had no intention of ending up actually being with you. It's like if you're a really good salesman, like you can start closing deals where some of these people didn't even expect to buy when they got on the phone with you. With this being said, I've experienced this a lot, right? I've been on both sides. I was the guy that was actually too afraid to escalate with women, and I ended up losing girls because I never went for it at all. And eventually they just like got turned off because I displayed low confidence. There was a point in my journey where I was a little too pushy with my escalation too. I wasn't like extremely aggressive, but I was slightly uncalibrated. And as a result of that, I did end up being that guy at one point in my journey that was too thirsty for the sex. I was so consumed with getting my lay count up, and I just wanted to get the lay. I needed to get the lay. Finally had the girl back at home. And so I was just doing everything I could to like progress forward and push for the escalation. And look, I understood at some point like when to pull back and stuff, and I had some level of calibration. I'm letting you guys know that even with that in place, you can still over escalate and end up having sex with the girl. And it's not that she didn't want to do it, it's still consensual, but there's still a little bit of buyer's remorse after the fact where she feels like things went a little too far. Even though she was down in the moment and was kind of caught up in the heat of the moment, you pushed it a little bit too far. And as a result now, she doesn't want to see you again. So how do we know when to do what? The first thing to understand is that you need to over escalate at some point. You need to go through the process of over escalating. Otherwise, you have no idea where that level even is. And that only happens from losing women. If you never do that, it's either gonna take way longer than it should, or you also risk the possibility of never fully understanding where that level is. If I was going to the gym and I never worked out till failure, I always just like, I worked out until I started to feel a little bit of resistance, and then I put the weights down. Now it's like, I could still build up that muscle, but it would really take a long time, because anytime there's even like a tiny bit, I'm always just playing it really safe. So I never even push it to the fucking limit to know where the limit is. So it's actually a good thing that you should be doing, and not just with sex. This is also with any form of escalation, displaying intent, getting close to the girl, building up to a kiss, going for the pull, escalating to sex in the bedroom. All of these. 9 out of 10 guys are afraid to take it to the next level, so they don't. And it takes them a really long time to go to the next step, into the next step, into the next step. 1 out of 10 dudes is already a guy who's pretty decent. He typically grew up with a little bit more confidence and a little bit more success, and he's actually over escalating, and he just needs to learn to not be so fucking thirsty, be a little bit more challenging, and push back at the right times and create a little bit more genuine of a connection. That's only like 1 out of 10 though. Almost every other dude that I see that struggles with this stuff, myself included, was on the one side of like too much of a pussy, very slow build up. And then it wasn't until a couple years into my journey when I started closing, I started getting more into that closer mindset, and then I started pushing a little too hard, and as a result, I lost a couple really good girls. How do we decide when to close and when not to close? Well, I don't want you to think about it as, should I close the first night or should I not close the first night? The mindset needs to be, do I have enough of a connection and trust and security and willingness to see each other again before closing? That's what needs to be in place. Can that happen on the first night? Absolutely. Can that take 2-3 dates? Absolutely. So there's no one set answer to, is it sex on the first night or not, determine if I lose the girl? It's really not about that. It's about everything else I just said, which is the comfort, the connection, the trust, the security, and the willingness to want to see each other again. If all of those things are maxed out and then we have sex, great. That's just going to amplify like the next meetup. If those things are not in place and then we have sex, it leads to buyer's remorse, fear of judgment, lack of connection from sex, and also an anticipation that he only did it for the sex, because there's all these other things are missing and you had sex. That means it was only for the sex. Now as guys, that's not how we think. We think This is gonna bring us closer. I wanna keep having sex. I wanna see you again. I wanna again, and I wanna again, I wanna again. But for the girl, it's like if you do it too early, it seems like it was all about the sex. Guys, like, yo, if she's hot, like, let's fuck. We'll create a connection as we go. Like, the fact that you're that hot, I wanna have a connection with you. Some women though, if you just go right for it, you may even get them to be down because in the heat of the moment it was there, but you missed all of these other elements that could have built it up. If I think back on the ones that I lost, there was a lack of comfort and connection. That's pretty much what it is, right? You had enough attraction and arousal to get it to sex, but we lacked some comfort and connection. Now that entails a lot of different things. It's safety, security, trust, comfort, connection, willingness to want to see each other again. It's like all of those things. For this concept that I'm explaining right now, it's not having enough comfort and connection in place before having sex with the girl that leads to that result afterwards. If you're interested in learning more about these principles, if you want to work with me personally to implement this stuff into your own life, I can help you with that. I'm the fucking guy for that, okay? Click the link in the description. You can fill out an application and book a free consultation call for an opportunity to work with me personally. The link is in the description. I've helped hundreds, if not thousands of men over the last couple years make massive transformations in their dating life. I know what the fuck I'm doing. I've created a coaching program where we could work with you directly, give you live feedback, show you the entire step-by-step structure to bring you from where you are right now to achieving the dating life of your dreams, okay? Click the link below, book out that free consultation call so we can discuss more details about it. That's all for this video, guys. Until next time, Coach Kyle signing out. Peace out.